my name is Lexi Rudolph. I'm the stage manager for Everybody. I use she, her pronouns, and my major is operations and technology management with minors in music and political science.
And how does your major interface with this show?
So there's a lot of logistical things about the show due to it being a lottery. So every night the rules are changing. And that also means how we run the show every night changes. And so we have a lot of spreadsheets and a lot of things organized in ways so we can keep track of everything we need to under circumstances that are very uncertain. And we're finding out right when the audience is too. And so that adds a lot of logistical challenges to our job as a stage management team. So I use skills in my major to keep myself organized that way, but also building these automated Excel spreadsheets that kind of help me keep track of things on the side while I'm working on other things.
Tell us a little bit about the show.
Everybody is a play by Brandon Jacob Jenkins written within the last couple of years. It's based on a 15th century morality play, but it's fully contemporary, it's very modern, it's very exciting. It's something that everyone who's worked on it, says it's a very unique show and they've never worked on a show anything like it before. We have multiple costume changes and we don't know who those are going to be every night. So we have so many costumes and so many props and different things like that. So it's a very unique show.
Tell us about your role behind the scenes.
Once the show opens, we are in charge of running the show. So I work with my team. I have 2 assistant stage managers who are amazing. They help me during rehearsals, but especially on stage during actual runs and during Tech Week. We do a lot behind the scenes. It's kind of like a mission control sort of environment, but we also basically project manage the show from the time of auditions until, the last day.
How is stage management for this show specifically, because it's a lottery, different than other shows you've stage managed before?
Yeah, so that element of uncertainty for sure is something that makes it really challenging. So up until the lottery, again, we're seeing this all as the audience is seeing it too. So during that scene especially, stage management is scrambling, trying to get everything organized for the rest of the show, since the way I'll be calling the show and communicating with my team changes every night depending on those roles. So that's kind of one of the biggest things.
I hear doing the rehearsal schedule has been challenging. Can
Yes.
you talk about that a little bit and why it's challenging?
It's an ensemble-based show, which means everyone is called to every rehearsal. So it's not possible for us to rehearse specific scenes with specific people, especially since the way the show is structured, there's 120 different variations of the show that can happen on any given night. We'll never be able to rehearse every combination of them. And so we have to do it by lottery system for rehearsals as well.
And why do you think people should come see the show?
Yeah, it's a very unique show. Definitely the most unique show I've ever worked on and for sure the most unique show I've ever seen. It talks about a lot of very interesting material. It's the journey of death and things like that, the randomness of life, but it presents it in a very approachable, easy to understand way. The language is very clear, it's very contemporary, it's very approachable for an audience, and I think it makes a very challenging play very approachable for an audience. Definitely come early if you can. We want people to come more than once because the show changes pretty dramatically between nights. So that's something we're trying to encourage people to do is come the first week so that you can get tickets for the second week and come back. But it's been such a joy even in rehearsal processes to see how different the dynamics are between the cast every night. The way the roles interact with each other changes super dramatically. So I think that'll be really interesting for people who do come more than one night in a row or throughout the run, is that they'll be able to really pick up on those things. So.